Hey guys, this is Soul Patrol Jedi once again. Hopefully you're being redirected to this video, which is actually part 2 of my Watchmen segment. The first part I uploaded was the first trailer. I believe it was the first trailer for the Watchmen movie, which is set to be released on March 6, 2009. Like I said, that was part 1. This is going to be part 2, and then the third part is me talking about the book, or the graphic novel, for better words, and my first impressions on that, because I went and bought the book, and I tore through it and read it in about 3 to 4 days. It absolutely blew my mind with the attention to detail and the story, and the characters, and you could possibly imagine, all wrapped into one, and it was fantastic. But I'm not here to talk about that right now. Part 2 is to talk about the trailer, which many of you just saw, hopefully. As you know, the trailer for any movie can make or break a film, just based on its presentation, because you get people hyped up to a certain level. But as you know, most trailers can be misleading. Most trailers show only the best parts of the movies, or the best lines, the most quotable lines. And that's a couple things this trailer does, but this thing doesn't lead to the whole picture of the movie and how scope it needs to be. And I'll admit, a lot of my friends are comic book fans, and they read The Watchmen years ago. My friend Biz read it in 1992, and he is not too psyched for the movie, because I guess when you read something for so long, you can't get a full grasp on it, of how they're going to scope everything into the movie, because the book does a lot of things that are unconventional in many ways, going backwards and forwards in time. It's telling multiple layers of stories, back and forth, and very complex, and you really can't tell certain things in people's heads. But anyway, I'm rambling. On to the trailer. I saw the trailer for the very first time about maybe 6 months ago, and I didn't really know what to make of it, because I'll be honest, I didn't know what The Watchmen was back then. But now that my horizons have expanded, I can fully understand. It starts with a very peculiar, very nice style of it. Shows Dr. Manhattan and his transformation to Dr. Manhattan. And it shows it very, very detailed. And it's very graphic. I have to say, I like it a lot. What they used for the trailer was the Smashing Pumpkins. The beginning is the end, is the beginning. I believe I got that name right. If I didn't, someone correct me on that. And I think that's perfect choice. I mean, I really can't think of anything else that would go in that spot, but I think that's a tremendous choice to, set the tone and the mood, because it's a very grim and very bleak future where superheroes are outlawed. It's set in 1986, but it looks very futuristic. I mean, basically it's set on an alternate history to the United States, and I think the trailer sets the tone very well. Sort of giving you a commentary on it. I seen Night Owl's costume for the first time, and I'm going back and I was looking at the movie compared to the book, and it made him look more superhero-y, instead of more like costume. It was more like leatherish things. And I didn't like the way his costume looked, but they wanted to make him look more badass. But I thought, anybody walking around and call themselves Night Owl, I think that's pretty cool. They go through and they show all the characters, of course. The comedian. They show Ozymandias. I didn't like how his costume turned out either. They made him look less Egyptian and more like Robin from Batman Robin. Now, my favorite character from the novel was Rorschach, and They look like they nailed him right on the head. Just very, very, very stylized. I like the way it looked. Um, One thing that bugged me about the trailer after reading the comic book was, or the graphic novel, excuse me, was that they changed Rorschach's line when he's at the very beginning when he's standing on the building, and he says, all the whores and politicians will look up at me and shout, "Save us!" Look up and shout, "Save us!" And I'll say, "No." Well, in the trailer, for some strange reason, I'm hoping they just edit it for the trailer, for the general population, is that he just says, "The world will look up and shout, 'Save us!'" Now, that isn't that big of a change, but to really fully understand Rorschach's character, you have to the backstory and all that. You have to understand the horrors and the politicians and the liars and all that. That's part of his character, and that's his mother. But I'll get into that in a different story. Personally, I like the trailer. I mean, anything as big as the Watchmen was, and continue will be, and the fan base they have, it's gonna be under certain speculation. But I think that the people in charge of it, Dan Snyder, I think that being a fan himself, you have to own up to a certain level of optimism that it's going to be good. Nothing is going to be perfect. It's obvious that there's no way they can cram that much into a 2.5 hour 2-hour movie. From what I've heard, is that there is a 4-hour director's cut. Hopefully, we'll see the full thing on DVD. But I can see a lot of people being disappointed, no matter how good the movie is. But they gotta make it for general population too, because most people don't know what the Watchmen is. They're gonna go into it as another superhero movie, and I think that what you get is something with completely brand new and a whole new experience, with all the characters being, it's not like it's from DC. It's not a Superman or a Batman. Along the lines of that, they're trademark heroes. It's something original. It's a brand new line of characters, and it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I read the novel and I tore through it, and I actually had to go back and reread certain parts, and I'm gonna reread it again, and I'll probably reread it again after that, because there's so many parts that you don't fully understand, and so many things you have to reread to really understand what's going on. But like I said, I'm rambling again. I'm getting into the next video. Of course, the video shows the attack on by. Don't want to give any spoilers away for anybody who hasn't read the novel, but they show his attack and his funeral, and of course, several key scenes like the Rorschach's breakout in the prison. By the way, I hope they get that right. But I like Rorschach's voice in the trailer. He sounds very, very, very grizzled, just like the comic, which is a graphic novel. I keep saying that. Of course, they have to go through several key things, like what happened in Vietnam, and I'm sorry, I'm rambling. So I got a lot to mind right now. I'll get into the comic and all that next time, but of course, it was, from the director of 300, so they had some people, up in arms, basically, that it's going to be another 300 type movie. And it looks very slowed down in the trailer, which a lot of people thinking it was going to be more like slow motion-esque. But first off, this is not going to be an action movie. This is more of a mystery type movie, and a thinking type movie, and an adventure type movie. Sort of along the lines of Batman, less action Batman, which is sort of like how Rorschach was created, a deconstruction of Batman. So I will get into the comic next time, and that might have to be a 2-parter as well. So this is Soul Patrol Jedi. Hope you guys had fun listening to me. Check out the trailer and have a good day.